Even if you don't admit it, we all have someone that we despise or consider an enemy. It is proven that every one of us have a little competition in us, and that is why it is good to keep your enemies close. It is good to keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer, because enemies compete against you in school, enemies compete against you in war, and enemies compete against you in reality TV shows. First, I'm going to tell you how enemies compete against you in school. In my favorite show, The Gilmore Girls, Rory and Paris are rivals throughout their whole high school career because they are both very smart and talented. They end up going to the same college together and becoming best friends. But even though they are best friends, they still compete against each other in every aspect of their college academics. Both Paris and Rory are very smart for keeping their biggest competitor close to one another because it gives them the advantage to know what they are competing against. This is a great example on how enemies compete against you in school. Now I will tell you how enemies compete against you in war. During World War II, Japan presented a peace proposal to the United States. Unfortunately, it was just a trick and resulted in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Now, in this case, this was just one country trying to befriend another country in order to win a war. This is an example on how enemies compete against you in war. Finally, I will tell you how enemies compete against you in reality TV shows. Now, I know we don't all like to watch those petty little reality TV shows, but sometimes it can be entertaining to watch grown men and women fight each other on TV. An example of this is the Real Housewives of whatever county it is, and in this, it is almost expected to see a fight. Now, these women are supposed to be friends because they live somewhat of the same lifestyle and are in this show together, but it always ends up in a big catfight. Now, I don't suggest this for my life just because I hate drama, but this is just another example on how you're supposed to keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer. Now I've just told you how enemies compete against you in reality TV shows. We all experience things with enemies, and we know that the smartest thing to do is probably to just stay far, far away from them, but what will it hurt if you get a little closer and find out what you're really competing against? It is good to keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer, because enemies compete against you in school, enemies compete against you in war, and enemies compete against you in reality TV shows. Now it is your turn to decide which one of your enemies are worth competing against.